There is beauty in disrepair. Decay and flaws seem to offer a much-needed contrast in a modern world that is placing so much value on prosperity and perfection. But in this video we'll be seeking aesthetics in an abandoned building and symmetry in ruins. You might think everything must be dead in such a derelict place, and yet there is activity. Usually in a church there is not only the evidence of transience, but also the renewal of life. And in this particular church somewhere in rural Italy, you can experience both, but raw and first-hand. Under a green altar covered with new life, we'll explore the old tomb, desecrated decades ago. We'll learn the story of this church, which is the oldest man-made structure in the region. And we'll find out why its doors were closed forever, despite its cultural and artistic importance to the Italian people. Join our journey in today's episode. This is the mid-season final of our Italy series, meaning it's the last episode before it returns in 2021. Enjoy and talk to you again at the end of this video.
Tobi scheint auch schon wach zu sein.
Tobi nutzt die örtliche Wasserquelle.
Oh, ist das wieder schön hier.
That is why we love Italy. Perfect weather, great people, tasty food and a lovely countryside are a brilliant combination. Now at a bunch of abandoned places and you have all you need for an unforgettable road trip experience. This time we woke up at the foot of a hill, on top of which the ruins of a medieval town are located, overlooking the boundless sea. This history-charged site witnessed countless wars and invasions. It was destroyed and rebuilt many times, and it was already populated before the Romans, and even the Greeks came here before them. All over the globe, only a few places like this remain. Places where ancient history can be experienced as if you were part of it. Where ruins are left untouched and exposed to wind, weather, and the rough ocean. This is the gateway to the far south of Italy, where many structures like this are located. And today we'll head to the most fascinating one. We've been on the road for a week now. After today, half of our trip will be over. We crossed several of Italy's green national parks to get to a remote mountain village where a derelict church is supposed to be located. We have only vague information this time, and we are putting a lot of effort into today's exploration. We really wanted to pay off.
Also das Gebäude ist halt wirklich sehr marode und ich habe Gerüchte gehört, dass die Kirche schon eingestürzt ist. Was jetzt richtig schade wäre, weil wir fahren irgendwie 4 Stunden in den Süden, nur um das Gebäude zu sehen und das fahren wir jetzt alles wieder hoch. Außerdem haben wir bestimmt ein Jahr lang versucht, die Adresse rauszufinden. Das haben wir jetzt geschafft und deswegen hoffe ich einfach, dass das Ding noch steht.
Jo, wir alle. We are a few hours into the ride and reach our destination. In the middle of a green valley, this small community is located. With only 1,000 people living here, lots of narrow roads and old homes, that's the Italian flair we love so much.
Da geht's nicht weiter.
Also.
Dann brauchen wir jetzt einen Parkplatz.
Ach,
Na, da
guck
vorne.
mal.
Das ist wie ein Filmset da gerade.
A millennium ago, people started to settle here. As the very first building, a monastery was constructed in the 11th century. Later, the original town core was formed around it, and the village grew in the following centuries. This monastery then became the church of the townsfolk. But today, it's an overgrown ruin. The origin of the town has been forgotten. But we are here to rediscover.
Hier gehen wir runter.
It's noon and the streets are empty, luckily. We don't know if the citizens would appreciate our interest in the historical building or if they would chase us away for trespassing their former house of worship. Either way, we're not in the mood to find out. We're dealing here with a different issue. How can we find access to the church when it's covered with undergrowth?
Geht's hier rein?
Ich sehe halt nicht mal den Boden.
And here we go again.
Hier können wir durch. Du hängst. Du hängst schon wieder.
Sieh mal dieses scheiß Stativ.
So. Und vor uns wieder überall Dornen. Gefühlt bei jedem Lost Place in Italien. Wie sollen wir hier durchkommen?
Richtig scheiße.
Also, hier vorne sind halt noch Dornen, deswegen sollten wir schauen, dass wir hier hochklettern. Hier sind keine.
Pro tip. If you guys do something like this, better wear long sleeves and trousers.
Leider ist die Kirche so klein, dass immer irgendeiner von uns im Shot ist. Oder eben alle drei gleichzeitig.
It has been a while since the last Mass was held here. This church has been abandoned for 60 years already. Consequently, the structure is crumbling extensively. There are massive cracks in the walls. Parts of the floor are green because rain is coming through the roof that only partially exists today. It's almost a miracle that it is still in place after all the misfortunes happening in the past.
Das sind wirklich riesige Risse hier in der Mauer, meine Hand im Vergleich dazu.
The ancient monastery was turned into this church around 1400, if not centuries before. It has needed to be renovated many times in its lifetime, having withstood fires, wars, earthquakes, floods and landslides from day one. Up until the 1960s, it was still in use. Till then, weddings, burials, and all kinds of religious celebrations were taking place. Popular priests even came from far away to visit. It all ended when the pastor decided to close the doors for some weeks to fix up the sanctuary from the latest collapses. The church is located on a hillside. After another flood in the valley, erosion has caused severe structural damage to the church. Little did the pastor know that it wouldn't just be closed temporarily, but permanently. If you like ruin photography, you should check out more of Toby's content. He helps us catalog the abandonment and decline of buildings. Just follow the link we provided in the video description to see more images on Instagram.
Also wir müssen auf jeden Fall ziemlich leise sein hier, wegen der Akustik. Man hört alles, was draußen passiert, also wird man uns hier auch hören. Deswegen müssen wir hier flüstern. Hier unter diesem Altar ist ein Grab und das wurde offenbar auch schon geplündert vor mehreren Jahrzehnten. Und so wie es aussieht, sind hier noch die Gebeine, die Knochen von demjenigen, der hier gelegen hat. Guck dir das mal an. Ein Beckenknochen. Ein Beckenknochen.
We decided not to show the remains. So what happened? Why has it been abandoned? 60 years ago, the interior decorations, as well as the parish, moved to another church on a temporary basis. But so far, they have not been able to return. Instead of getting renovated, this place fell apart. The money that was provided for the project never arrived. The pastor, who wanted to refurbish the church, asked again and again, but the promised funds somehow disappeared. And when he eventually passed away, there was no one left who was interested in the project. The church had been forgotten, and we are wondering, where did the money go? It's said that some of the old residents came to this church for prayer until only a few years ago. There's a strong emotional bond, because after all, this is the oldest building here, and it's even more than just that. This place is a symbol for the town's identity, since it's basically its origin. But we want to end this exploration with good news. Although the terrain remains unstable, there is hope for the ruinous structure. There will be a rebirth of the village, renovations all over town. And there are also plans to start working on the church, but this time for real. Five days lay behind us, and 5 more are still to come. Now we have to drive 1500 kilometers back north. And don't worry, we won't make it without a stop. We'll make quite a few stops in between actually. Some of them are very welcome, some others, however, are unwanted. In the second half of the Italy road trip series, we'll discover ghost towns that either vanished or were swallowed completely by nature. There is more defunct industry to explore, and this time the difference could hardly be more extreme. And again, we'll be investigating sad personal stories in derelict houses where everything is left behind. So far, our journey has been a wild ride, but we've only discovered a glimpse of Italy's abandoned structures. Let's find out what else is there to explore. Join us again next time, when there will be a new adventure on every day of the journey. We will take a break on our Italy series now. There are 6 more episodes to come, which you can see on our channel next year. And 5 of those locations are actually featured in our 2021 Urbex calendar. We finished working on it a week ago, and we were really satisfied with the result. We picked our best shots and printed them on high quality photographic paper, along with stories from our explorations. If you're interested in a copy, you should visit our new website. We will share the link in the info card or under the video. As a matter of fact, I'm currently on lockdown here in France. The other guys are holed up in Germany, where it's a lockdown as well. But in the next couple of days, they will begin to fulfill the orders. If you purchase a calendar, you will help to support us and our project. Thanks for that, guys. Do you agree with us that there is beauty in decay? Sometimes we capture rundown houses that are worth less than the camera gear we are using. So what is the appeal of such ruins? Is it not the opposite of what you would define as beauty? Help us to find words for that. Thanks for your input and keep exploring.